We've done classes in Chicago, Springfield, Illinois, Texas, Houston, Dallas. We've done classes all up and down the East Coast, which is, Boston, all the New England states we've done a class for, including Washington, D.C., tri-state area. We've done classes when we've been brought in by associations, we've been brought in by
university
academies. So a lot of it is fire prevention. So just a lot of these classes, everything we record, we bring it up to YouTube. And so on YouTube we have, it's called Fire Escape Academy. Pretty simple. I think we have 182 videos in the academy. So if we recorded a class like this, this will make it up there. So if you want to go see a class up in Portland, Oregon, it's on there. It's part of our classes. So the thing about all these classes, it repeats the same thing. What I'm about to tell you, you already know. You already have, and you can already do. So as soon as we go into that piece of it, it's like, and that's what happened yesterday. We were talking to
the Beverly Hills guy.
Yeah, I think it was the city of Merced plus Beverly Hills. Like, yeah, we're writing these violations, but we don't know where to go back and what code, because some things are not adopted, whatever it may be. But we're also going to be talking today about Reg 4 testers and just what LA wants. So I want to go over this. I want to tell you that a lot of it is always going to be there for you to review and send to your friends. So a lot of these videos you can just send right to your friends or your departments. But let's talk about what the book says, and then I'll tell you what you can write down. Some of the things we're going to cover today, and then I'm going to ask you some questions first before we start this to say, what are some of your concerns, and am I going to be able to answer it with today's class? So the National Fire Escape Association.org, what is it? It's an organization that we have to start simply because there was no other one out there where you can get standard, industry standard documentation or videos. So when we started putting things out as either fire escape engineers or fire escape services, we weren't as well received as a class from the National Fire Escape Association.org. Who's the members? And by the way, this is just recently started, so it's still not 100% legal. It's still not 100%, because you have to document it with the IRS, you have to do all these things. So it's not making any money as we speak, it's not doing anything. So just, it's in its infancy, but what does it have? All the videos and all the industry standard documentation is there. The membership is made up for, first of all, the free people that get in is all fire prevention people or fire departments are free, building departments are free, housing inspectors are free to get into the membership. Who pays? Anybody that's an engineer, a fire prevention company, painting suppliers, anybody that wants to get in and sort of hook up into this thing and supply that market is going to pay to be a member. But otherwise, all the information is free. So a lot of the documentation we make free of charge through the National Fire Escape Association to fire prevention. So if you say, hey, give me the documents that you're about to show me, give me my version of it, it's all done for free. So we're going to cover today what is fire escapes. We're going to cover today a simple repairs and procedures guideline. Okay? What this is basically every city official, when you write a violation, you'd love to have a document that you can either email or fax or hand over to the client. And this industry standard documentation we make with the help of city officials basically says if you're an inspector, a structural engineer or an inspector, read this. If you're a repair guy, read this. And if you're a painting guy or gal, read this. We normally put your city's information up here and the contact information up here so that they know it's coming from you. If they have any questions on these guidelines or departmental procedures and guidelines, they call you. They don't call us. They call you. We talk about repair procedures for fire escapes. Well, here it is. This is how you fix anything from a tread to a bolt to a tread to a railing to a ladder. It's all there. So we try to make it as simple as possible. We even design fire escapes for you to show you how they're put together. So today we'll talk about just how every fire escape in the United States is built. They've been doing it since the 1900s. It has never changed. So let's tell you how everyone in the United States, West Coast to East Coast, is built. We'll cover that today. We'll talk to you about drawings, so how a drawing is supposed to look if somebody's going to get a new fire escape built and what can and cannot be drawn. So that's here also, examples of drawings. And then we're going to talk about a confidence test. What is a confidence test? It's nothing but a final exam to an engineer that doesn't allow him to give you an opinion on a fire escape ever again. So no longer it is to the best of my information, knowledge, and belief, the thing looks good to me. It's a, no, I need a guarantee that never a fireman, never a tenant will ever die on this fire escape. I can't give you that. Well then, don't do this kind of work anymore. Otherwise, as soon as you give me the guarantee, it was like, well, how do you get guarantees? We're gonna tell you today how he can get a guarantee. But every structural engineer must fill out one of these forms. And it's a final exam. This final exam will scare the hell out of the fly-by-nighters, and the ones doing it correctly, they're gonna have more work because they have no problem. And then a tag. We're gonna talk about tags today. What is this tag? Every elevator you walk in has a tag. And the reason why you feel comfortable when you push the button, because it says it was certified 2 years ago, a load test or whatever. Every fire escape, right now in Seattle, every fire escape must have a tag. When you go up there, does every fire escape have a tag? No. Have they started it? Yes. So every fire escape that has a tag 7 to 10 feet off the ground, permanently affixed, and it's white, in the middle of the night, and she may know this, in case of fire, the line guys, right? Fire department. In case of fire, do not use the
elevator or fire escape. Yeah.
So imagine that. Now, with that being the case, imagine they get there in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden there's a white tag on there, and it's fire escape has no deficiencies. What are they're gonna ask anybody about that?
No, they're just gonna use it.
They're just gonna use it. So that's the main thing. So we talk a lot of training. We say the first thing you're gonna do in a 3 to 5 year program, because that's how long it's gonna take to get fire escapes back on the wraps, because it took 75 years to screw it up. We're not gonna fix it overnight. 3 to 5 years, but the first step is identifying every one of them in some sort of color. If you get there and you see dangling treads, you stick a red one on it as a city official. If you see a fire escape that looks good to you and just rusty brown, you stick a yellow one on it. And the only one that puts up a white one is a structural engineer or a fire escape engineer. That's it. So you go through this tagging program in your city. And CJ, just so we don't get the back of Kate's head all afternoon.
I'm going to check that right now.
You might want
No,
to.
you're fine.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody,
So with that, now you can understand just common sense stuff. You've got tags that are up there that will now help the very people you're trying to worry about. Now, the fireman now knows that the fire escape is in good condition, but now, how about the tenants? Because if I live in a building and I'm paying rent and I got a yellow tag on my fire escape or a red one, what's gonna happen?
They're gonna use it anyway,
Well, you think I'm gonna make a phone call to my landlord
but
Yeah.
possibly, yeah.
and say what?
How come the fire escape isn't safe?
And I'm not paying my rent check this week.
Oh yeah, okay, that too. Where do they put the tags?
Anywhere on the fire escape 7 to 10 feet off the ground. So on the railings, never,
Okay.
anywhere. You can actually permanently affix it to the wall if you wish.
Okay.
It's in plastic.
Okay, so it sticks there really good, someone can't peel it off or anything
Exactly,
like
it's
that?
it's in plastic, encased in plastic.
Yeah.
And then you basically zip tie it
Mhm.
to the ladder.
Oh, okay.
Or, not the ladder, anywhere that's not gonna obstruct. And I'll show you examples of where people put
Okay,
it.
okay.
We're gonna show you what an industry standard inspection looks like with today's digital camera. If you were getting a report on anything and you don't get photos, something's wrong. We don't have time to read, we have time to see. Talk about the lead. Every fire escape older than 1978 is presumed to have lead. So for you to touch a fire escape, you have to be EPA registered and EPA renovator. What that means is you can't weld on a fire escape.